don't fall off of here, okay? Divinely Grateful Risings, y'all. Okay, I'm back. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Next video. Okay, so of course, sitting here chopping it up with Spirit Nim, and one of the conversations we were having was, as I posted the videos earlier this morning, woke up with God in my heart, okay? Turn around 30 minutes later and the enemy tried to come in and steal my joy, all right? And like I said I cried my tears, I fixed my face, I got my life in order, and here I is, okay? So I was sitting here talking to God about this, and I said, and my mama came through, and she was just like, it was weird. Look, I'll tell y'all how it happened. I was sitting here, and I was drinking coffee with my ancestors, and all of a sudden, I just felt my mama walk up, and I put my hand like this, and or I don't know if I can see me, I put my hand like this, and she grabbed my hand, and I was just sitting like this, and I was just sitting with her holding my hand, and she was providing me comfort at that time because, of course, I had a pretty crazy start to the morning. And so, oh, thank you, I love you. Look, I just felt her. So what we ended up talking about was like, man, listen, the thing is, y'all, as I already said, love you, hey, child. So yes, I'm moving out of this apartment. Yes, I'm having to walk away from this. But y'all, after I got done crying, took my shower, did what I needed to do, I came back and I said, man, I'm not crying about this apartment. I'm crying because first I'm tired of dealing with it. And then and change is difficult. Let me say that. Change is difficult. Change is challenging. But I'm not crying because I got to get out of here. Because do you understand that this apartment is not a reflection of who I am? It is not a reflection of where I am supposed to be in my life. You understand? And so, message, come on, Spirit, listen. So I had to think about that. And the more I sat here and I journaled and I was online and I went to church this morning like I always do. This was funny, y'all. Soon as I got done recording that second video that I recorded this morning, the first thing that popped up on my phone when I got out the video, the live, it was a sermon by Pastor Michael Phillips with Potter's House, and it was like, what was it talking? Did I take a picture of it? I think I took a picture because I don't be making stuff up, y'all. It's the way God speaks to us. It's coming your way. I took this picture at 11:01 this morning because I was like, as soon as that's the way God speaks. It's like, soon as I got off the live, and that was the first thing that popped up. Message, come on, Spirit. That was the first thing that popped up. T.D. Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he was preaching this, and he preached it it was Genesis 28, I believe is what it was. So I sat here and I watched it, of course, after I got out the shower, and I was just like, I couldn't do anything but show gratitude because I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I needed to feed my spirituals in order to get me where I needed to be. So after I watched that, y'all, I felt this sense of inspiration, and I got excited. I started off crying about this news, but this is not something unexpected, y'all. Like, I knew this was coming, but again, I'm just ready to be done with it. I'm done. I'm ready to be done with it. But then I got excited. Now I'm excited because I know that the train is moving out. It ain't no going back. It ain't no turning around. This is one of those, you gonna make something happen because you don't have a choice. You gonna show up for yourself because you don't have a choice. You gonna do what you have to do because you no longer have a choice. See, this is a comfort zone, okay? This apartment for me, I'm not gonna say recently because, again, I told my landlord that I was moving in December. So, but this was a comfort zone for me. But this is a situation where you say to yourself, I'm so grateful. And I did this after I watched this sermon today. and this is not the first time I've done it, but I sat here and I looked around and I showed gratitude to it. Come on, 444. I showed gratitude for this apartment and for everything it's protected me from. It's cold and raining outside. I said, thank you for protecting me from the cold and the rain. I'm not outside in the rain. Thank you for every trial, tribulation, the happiness, the sadness, the ups, the downs. Thank you for everything that this apartment has provided for me. Right? And it was like, once I did that release and once I just showed gratitude, and I'm still grateful for this apartment, because let me tell you something, it wasn't easy to get into this apartment, because when I got into this apartment, I had been evicted from my previous apartment because I'm telling y'all, it has been a struggle. You lose a job, you can't pay your rent. What do? Right? So I was evicted from my previous apartment. So God put me in this apartment. And now I'm at a point where they're not going to evict me. I'm leaving on my own. So I'm not going through court because I refuse. I'm not doing all of that. So don't worry, I'm going to go. You ain't got to push me out. I'm going to go. But I showed gratitude, and when I tell y'all, when I make a commitment and a promise to myself that I'm not going to go through something again, I'm not going to go through it again. So I released this apartment today, and it was once I sat here and I cried a few more tears, and I said, man, I done went through some things in this apartment. I really have. I went through an entire relationship in this apartment. My children, of course, have been with me in this apartment. My son, of course, is still here. But this is not where I see myself. This is not where I see my life. This is not where I want my end all and be all. So I released this apartment with love, light, and healing energy. And I have already, y'all, swear to God, I have already put myself in a brand new, in my mind, I don't even live here anymore. I don't live here. In my mind, this is my beautiful beach house that I'm going to wake up to see the stars and the sun every day. I have already moved out of this apartment in my head. I kid you not. And so this is where visualization comes in. This is where manifesting comes in. And I'm really, really good at that. But I hadn't been focusing on manifesting a new place to stay because I was focusing on my finances. Okay. Priorities. So I had to get my finances in order and have the step in place that I needed in order to create the life that I'm going to have for myself. So when I teach people and I show people the things, and that's part of what I'm doing here, is showing people the things that I do in order to keep myself in the highest possible energy. Keep myself, I'm going to cry for 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to go through some things and then I'm going to pull myself out of it. So my goal is to show people the steps that I use, the things that I do to motivate myself, to empower myself, to educate myself, so that you can start utilizing these things versus you trying to go find something. Well, let me figure out how to do. No, you got to visualize. You have to see yourself. My computer screens, I already know the car that I'm going to drive. Her name is Gigi. I'm looking at her right now. I already know the house that I want. And even though I may not have my beach house as my next step, I can't say that if God wills it and I'm able to do it, then yep, I'm going to have a beach house. I put myself where I want to see myself, right? So in my head, I have already moved out of this apartment. I have already donated everything in this apartment to people who are less fortunate, people who need a dresser, beds, TVs, furniture. I'm not taking none of this stuff with me. I don't want, and I'm grateful for everything I have, but I'm not taking it with me because this is a remnant of who I was, not who I am. Come on, Spirit. This is this apartment and everything in this apartment, for everything. And I'm so grateful for everything that I was able to do. Because remember, I started from zero when I moved to California. I had no place to stay. I had nothing. I didn't have any of this stuff when I moved here. Okay. All we had was the clothes on our backs when me and my two children moved to California. And this is a remnant of who I was. So as I sat here and chopped it up with God and was like, you know what? I'm not crying about losing this apartment because I don't want it anyway. And I don't want that to sound like I'm ungrateful, because I'm not. But this is no longer a reflection of who I am. Okay, this apartment is not a reflection of the growth that I've made. This apartment is not a reflection of what I feel that I deserve. Okay, and that's just it. So when you know that there's a change, whether you get laid off, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it's hard to find the silver lining. Sometimes it's hard to find the silver lining. But again, I will say this: when God removes, He replaces, and it's always an upgrade. He's not gonna get you thus far, get you just to right here, and then say, okay, that's it. Figure it. No, that's not the way He works. So be excited if something is removed. Even though that excitement may not show up immediately, be excited about the next step and the journey, and start seeing yourself exactly where you want to see yourself, and what you want to see yourself with, and how you want your life to look, and how you're going to live, and how you're going to be in that life. Get excited about the changes. Get behind the changes that are getting ready to happen in your life. And no, I'm not going to say it's easy all the time. But I guarantee you, once you get what's better, once you get the replacement, I guarantee you're going to be happy about that. You're going to be like, man, I remember when I was messed up crying about this apartment, and now look at this beautiful new home that I have. Now look at this beautiful new car that I have. Now look at this job that's even better, with more money and better benefits, whatever your situation is. Okay, so be excited when God takes things away from you, because when He takes things away and you continue to do what you said you was going to do for Him in the first place, you're going to be excited once you actually receive the new blessings. Okay, so as a tip, that is what I have done. That is what I am doing in order to be positivity, okay, in regards to where I'm going. I've already moved out of this apartment in my head. Now we just gonna physically move when the time comes. Okay, and I hope that helps somebody. If it did, and if it didn't, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, y'all. I love y'all in real life, and that's it. Get excited about the replacements. All right, love y'all. Bye, y'all.